Hello everyone, T-Dub here, and welcome back to more Mystical Ninja starring Goemon. We are still in this winterous festival region, back at Mount Fear, as we need to head to our next castle. It's probably the biggest way we have in between castles, and since number 2. In fact, I think between 1 and 2 is the biggest gap when it comes to going in between castles. And then we have between 3 and 4, that one's pretty big, but between 2 and 3, it's practically non-existent. Although I feel like the gap between 3 and 4 would probably be bigger if I didn't cut out all the backtracking. I think if I didn't do that, it would be almost as long as between 1 and 2. Anyways, we need to hit this button in order to open a door. And with that door opened, we can venture off into a new area where our next castle will be located. And once again, this music it's pretty good. It is pretty darn good. Not as good as this, though. Seriously, the people who made this soundtrack, I'm not sure if it's one person or multiple people, really should have done my research. Nevertheless, all amazing. I don't show it off too often, but if you hit C right, you can pull up a mini-map. It's not the most useful one in the world, but I think I've seen worse. Almost certain that I have. I think this next area is easily the most... what's the phrase I'm looking for? The most unique. The one that has, at least from a theming perspective. Also has a very good theme song. It's definitely one of those songs that's on my YouTube playlist of just like all the songs I enjoy listening to. And now, one of my cats, Cloud, has leaped onto my lap. By the way, recently I put out a video celebrating Pride Month with one of my cats, Midnight. Over 200 people have viewed that video. That's pretty cool. I really appreciate that. That also gives a bit of time from as to when I'm recording this part. So this is the Gourmet Submarine. It is a submarine and it is filled with food. That is the theme. Definitely an interesting combination. Alright, we got some tofu here. Ooh, killer tofu. Ooh, killer tofu. And now we have more new enemies. These ones can launch fire at us. You know, even though we have our upgraded level 2 weapons, they still gotta put some strong enemies in front of us. Can't make everything a cakewalk after all. So yeah, there are multiple entrances to this tofu room. This is the one we wanted to enter, because our exit is right over yonder. I'm not exactly sure what this food is supposed to be. You think I would know, but I do not. Also, this part probably has the least amount of editing out of all the parts that I've made, because there isn't really much to edit out. On top of that, I think this might be one of the shorter parts. I don't know. I probably should have looked that up before recording, but whatevs, McBevs. Just need some nice platforming and we'll do fine. I have to ask, who keeps lava in a submarine? That's some real Half-Life type stuff right there. Like, that's something Black Mesa would do. You know, you go to the head of Black Mesa, they'll be like, oh yeah, we got lava everywhere. Why? Why not? You have lava, you have bottomless pits, you have all this OSHA-violating stuff. That's because this site is off the books. Gotta watch out for the killer food here. Very glad to have that armor. Although the main reason I bought that armor is for an upcoming room, because later on there's a room where I do not want to take any damage that would cause Goemon to get knocked back. Because doing that would cause them to get launched off a platform and just to make the area take a bit longer. I'm not a fan of that. I'm all about saving time. Yeah, I have no idea why when I initially hit the lava I didn't take damage, but that time I did. So weird. I am confuzzled. And this is me accidentally hitting the C up button because I thought I was holding R, but apparently I was not. Because if you hold R and hit one of the C buttons, you get to control the camera. Or at least somewhat control the camera for however that was done in the 90s. Yeah, I remember on the N64, camera control is still not exactly figured out yet. Once again, we really didn't get it fully figured out until 360 PS3 generation. Kind of annoying, but, you know, just one of those things you have to deal with whenever you're playing an older game. And the only reason I can easily deal with it is because I played this game well over a dozen times by now. It has to be over a dozen. Right, Cloud? I'm going to assume your purring means you agree with me. And now we've entered at least the second phase of this song. Every song, castle song in this game has 3 different phases. Pretty sure I've mentioned this before, and as you go deeper into the castle, you get further and further into the phases. You know, phase 1, phase 2, then phase 3. The only castle that doesn't have multiple phases is the final one, and you'll see why once we reach there, which will not take much longer. That much I can assure you. Also, by the time you see this video, I should have my next scripted video up, hopefully. Really hoping so. Shouldn't take that long. Alright, if you go to the right over there, I believe that's where you can find like a bunch of health items. But considering the fact that we don't really need a health, we'll be fine. Also, this is the only castle where there are no fortune dollars to find. So if you're worried about missing anything here, don't. You won't have to worry about anything of that nature. Now here we have the fire kitsunes again. Hate those things. Hate them with a vengeance. They're the reasons why I got the armor and helmet, because I didn't know if what their fire counted as a projectile or a melee attack. Alright, and we're walking, we're almost there. It's honestly interesting just how short this dungeon is. It's very straightforward. It's basically like going from the Water Temple to the Shadow Temple in Ocarina of Time. That's how I compare this. And it's so interesting how many comparisons you can make between this and Ocarina of Time, when this game actually predates it by damn near a year. Because Ocarina of Time, even in Japan, didn't come out until 98, whereas this came out in Japan in like late 97. But I'm going to look it up just to be certain the dates. Let's see. Thank you, phone, for that notification. Rediscover that photo. I did not take that photo that long ago where you need to give me a notification for it. My goodness gracious. Alright, we got the Yai Bazooka, which I'll never use. Let's see. The earliest that Ocarina of Time came out was in Japan, November 21st, 1998. Let's keep that in mind, people. November of 98 in Japan for Ocarina of Time. The Japan release date for Mystical Ninja is August 7th, 97. Oh man, over a year! It beat it by over a year! My goodness! This game really was ahead of its time. Now, I'm not saying this is better in any way or that Ocarina of Time, you know, copied anything that Mystical Ninja did. I would never say that, that's for sure. You know, I'm pretty sure Aonuma was off busy doing his own thing, directing Ocarina of Time. Anyways, this is the central room that we entered when we first came into this dungeon. See, look, there's the elevator. And now we have this elevator. One thing I do like about Mystical Ninja is that it makes sure that you're always using all your party members. Although I think Sasuke might be the one that gets the least amount of use thinking about it, because when you think about his abilities, especially up to this point, you don't really use the Ice Kunai all that often, really. You also don't use the Firecracker Bombs all that often either. Like, you use Ibesumaru's camera more often than Sasuke's Ice Kunai or bombs, so it's kind of unfortunate. Then again, I think the main reason they did is because both of Sasuke's weapons use up money, and they don't want to force the player to have to go through, you know, dozens and dozens of yen. Because there's never a guarantee that the player will get the shot right on the first go-around. Now this is the room that I brought the armor for. Because if you get hit by those Fire Kitsune, excuse me, it can get you, the knockback can get you to fall off of that ramen. I believe that's ramen. And now my cat is trying to distract me. No. Cloud, no. No, no, no. I say no! How many times must I explain it to you? No means no! No, stop. Stop it. Stop it. Silly Cloud. Stop distracting me whilst I'm trying to entertain my audience, you silly cat. That's like one of 2 editing points of this entire video. It's crazy. By the way, we're pretty much done with this dungeon now. Like, we're done, like, this is the final room of the castle, and we are less than 15 minutes into the video. It's just crazy just how short this was. Like, I still remember the first time I played through this castle, it took me like a good half hour to get through it. Mainly because I got lost very easy as a kid. I mean, even as an adult, I can get easily lost in new areas of video games, but as a kid, it was even worse. Like, oh man, if you can see all the dumb ways I could get lost when playing a game blind. There's a reason why I don't, you know, do live blind Let's Plays. So, yeah, we're not getting the miracle item here, unfortunately. All that work seems to be for naught. Sorry if it seems like I'm distracted, but one of my cats really wants attention right now. At least this dialogue is entertaining. That's the one thing I do like about this game, is that it has very, very goofy dialogue. It doesn't take itself too seriously. Like, it presents the villains as threats, but it's very camp about it. This game is super duper campy, and I'm always down for camp. It's also one of the reasons why I really like the Final Fantasy VII Remake games, is that, well, as serious as they can also be super campy. Like, one of the antagonists that you meet throughout the game literally has his own theme song playing over speakers as you meet him. And when you meet him, he comes out of a room dancing. How can you not love that? How can you not love that? That is amazing. That's one of the greatest things ever. Anyways, it's time for a boss fight. But of course, what kind of boss fight? It's not going to be a normal one because, believe it or not, we've already fought all the normal bosses. Those are done with. All that's left now are impact bosses. And there's a very specific reason why I made sure to play as Yai for this part. Which is to show off that this cutscene is actually done in real time. And up we go! Chipmunks, take it away! Yeah, I didn't think you needed to sit through that whole thing again. By the way, if you move the control stick, you can actually control Impact's head during that final part. Nice little Easter egg. And of course, as always, you have to cause wanton destruction in order to gain ammo and health. I swear I'm good at this. Those ropes are bastards. Come on, Impact, destroy the Gokai Galleon! Oh, we got almost full health. It's kind of weird how it always starts off with such low health. You really have to earn your way up there. I don't think I've ever seen a game do that before, or since. So, this is an interesting boss fight, as we'll be going 1-on-1 in the Japan Sea against the charming mermaid, Tai Samba 2! I assume Tai Samba 1 was fought in earlier Ganbare Goemon game. Always remember, folks, whenever you're doing an Impact boss battle, use the chain pipe. Gotta go fishing. Go fish, motherfucker! Just gotta reel it in. Gotta do the perfect cast like our name is Powerline. So as you can see, we're already nearly halfway through this boss fight. And now we're going underwater for Phase 2! Not so electric boogly. The main reason I haven't launched the beam attack is that I keep messing up the C button input. Not this time, though! Alright, just one more combo attack and that should do it. Or not. By the way, I'm launching those projectiles by repeatedly pressing the Z button, or the Z button if you're in the UK, or Canada, I believe. with that, we have another boss battle in the bank. Or in the bag, in the pocket, out of sight. And now we get another death glare from Impact. Oh boy, that was fun. Can't imagine what kind of damage we did to the ocean, but I'm sure it was all worth it. And it was Impact is off to star in another movie, and I'll see you all next time.